and welcome back. This is episode 210 of NooBTooB, a weekly independent podcast where we are back rocking it in my kitchen. Yuzo is back rocking it with the samurai paterna beard.
Still!
Yeah.
I still got it.
So now the new challenge is that you are not allowed to shave until Hanzo loses his virginity.
Oh, that's not bad. I think I might keep it. I was thinking about putting a poll up, find out if I should shave it into something interesting.
Yeah.
So vote by the comments.
I think lightning bolt lamb chops. Just like, ba-ba-ba!
Yes,
and then just like, that would actually be pretty awesome.
That would be pretty cool.
Or like the Fu Manchu.
The Fu Manchu would take years to go. But
show some fucking commitment, son.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Show some drive.
I'm getting used to it. We'll see what happens.
No, it looks good. It looks good for a homeless dude. So
What?
I am Tobin Kozire.
I'm Yuzo Watanabe. This week we are talking about a bunch of games. We got Fallout New Vegas. Woo! Super Meat Boy, The Ball, Costume Quest, and the Quantum Theory demo.
Game of the year.
Game of the year.
Right there.
Demo of the year.
Called it.
Woo!
So, new releases include Call of Duty Black Ops, the Sly Collection, yes, and The Fight Lights Out.
Ciao!
Oh,
my
actually, it's more like this. Ah, why isn't the guy swinging? Come on, just
it's
do
not
the
charged.
uppercut. Why isn't it?
Hold on.
Why can't it? Okay.
Yes.
So, but let's get started with Fallout New Vegas.
Ooh, ding! Oh yeah.
Hold on, you gotta target the head.
My God, dude! Every single time I use VATS, I always kill somebody's head. Always.
Of course.
Always.
Of course. You get like and the thing is generally there'll be like 90% chance of hitting the head or something.
Yeah, every single time. Which, whatever. But so Fallout New Vegas, I was a huge fan of Fallout 3.
Yeah, you were.
I put it pretty high on my list when the year it came out. It's a little buggy, but overall, got really into it. Fallout New Vegas is damn good.
Is it like? Are you saying it's like an equivalent game? Are you saying it's different?
It's kind of the
better,
same
or worse?
game, actually.
Okay.
I would like to consider it more almost like a really, really big expansion pack.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem like they really did that much to the engine.
Right.
They changed a couple of things with gameplay, but for the most part, I feel like I'm almost continuing the story, even though you're not even continuing the same character.
Do you know if this was actually developed firsthand by Bethesda,
No,
or if this
it's
was?
not.
It isn't. Okay,
No,
so
so
this is actually a different company doing the second one.
So it's Obsidian Entertainment.
Okay.
So a bunch of guys from Black Isle. So Black Isle, they did a bunch of. I think they might even worked on the original Fallout. So I have to double check.
Oh,
okay. Which is pretty awesome, right? Because you have a bunch of guys who worked on the original Fallout.
Pedigree.
They get the sequel to Fallout, and they said, okay, we'll just make a new game. We need some money.
Right.
And then they made it, and it feels right. And I think they fixed a lot of things with the original. A few things, anyways. Because I remember the original Fallout 3. The original Fallout 3. The original was.
This is way better graphics than Fallout 1.
Yeah, huge. It's not isometric anymore. But no. So you actually didn't play that much, right? You played a little bit and just like,
Yeah. I honestly I had enough other things going on that I seriously just could not stop playing Vanquish. So I mean, I kind of dove into that. So Fallout is not so much my thing, but it's yours, so we will let you review it.
Sure, yeah. So Fallout, I mean, they did some cool stuff where I remember with Fallout 3, it was really too hard in the beginning and too easy later.
Right.
So they kind of even smoothed that out a little bit.
Because you said that you powered up your shit such that you would just walk into fights and it'd just be a bloodbath.
Everywhere I go, I just shoot somebody's head off, and it just got way too easy.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where I was picking up stuff and there wasn't any point to it, really. So now this one, I'm playing. So I initially started out saying I'm playing on hard,
right?
And they give you an option for hardcore mode.
Even harder than hard.
Well, it's not. Well, no, because it's a separate thing.
Oh, okay.
So you can do hard, normal, whatever. So I picked hard. So I figure, make the guys a little bit harder, so I can have more of a challenge. And then at the very beginning of the game, they say, would you like to do hardcore mode, where you have to worry about your thirst and your hunger and your sleep. Ammo has weight.
Ooh.
You can't use stim packs to heal limbs. You have to go to a doctor or use a doctor bag.
Yeah.
And you can't all this.
But I mean, all that is just basically. It's not like the enemies are any smarter, more interesting. No. This is just shit's harder. Like it's just things that would just be more inconvenient and not fun.
And that's what I'm finding as I'm playing this game.
Oh, did you select hardcore?
Well, so I started playing the game. I got about 5 hours into the game, and I'm just kept on thinking. I'm like, it was getting kind of a little easy to me for me, right? Because basically, anytime you sleep, you heal everything, all of your limbs. I'm just like, it's getting kind of easy. And I remember how much the end game was kind of boring for Fallout 3. I'm like,
So at any time you can crank it up to hardcore?
No. I restarted.
Oh, wow.
Well, I was 5 hours in. I'm just like, I'm not a pussy.
Yeah.
Because I was playing normal and non-hardcore, right? Like, I could fucking do this.
Yeah.
Right? And not only that, I wanted to enjoy the game more, so I went back. I did
After you fucking emasculated me by playing hard and Vanquish, now you're doing that. Like you're just fucking big dicking it.
Yeah, totally. Because I really got way too easy at the end. I didn't want to do that. So I restarted. And the thing is, 5 hours, especially when you're starting to figure out the game, I was able to go through that 5 hour in like an hour and a half.
Oh, wow.
Right? Because I knew what to do and I had to do everything. So so I did that. I did hardcore and I did hard.
Yeah.
And it's harder, but in such a way that like now, like I'm shooting people and like my weapons don't do as much damage because they added this thing for armor where it's like damage threshold.
Yeah.
So I think someone's going to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think if I have a damage threshold of 12 and I have a weapon that does 11, I do like almost no damage.
Oh, because you're not able
14,
to pierce his armor or whatever it is.
And you can get like armor-piercing bullets or whatever. You can do all this other wacky stuff, but it's just like I'm shooting people that I was killing in my 5 hour thing, and I'm just like, pow! It's like 1 bar health.
Oh.
And I'm like, and then I had to get like melee weapons because those are the ones that like with 20 or 30 damage.
Yeah.
And I was punching people, and I'm like, okay, I'm playing different, but it's not more fun. And then like I get like I'd walk over a mine because they have mines everywhere.
Yeah.
And I get like both of my legs damaged. And I have like 80 stim packs, right? Which normally be psh, psh, woo, I'm good, right? And like I had no doctor's bags, which is what you have to do. And I'm like, I guess I could go back to Good Springs to the doctor.
I know that you're like 30 hours into the game. So did you start over again?
Well, you can turn it off at any point, but
okay.
I haven't yet.
So you haven't pussed out. You're doing 30 hours of pain.
I know. And it's just like, oh, look, I have dehydration sickness.
Did you ever play?
I don't know why.
Did you ever play D&D back in the day?
That's exactly
where
it.
you'd get those, like, most DMs are cool, and then you get, like...
They don't fuck you with encumbrance rules?
Yeah, but then you get that one anal DM where, like, you're stocking up in town, and he's just like, I noticed you didn't buy any food. It's like, eat a dick, buy some food.
Or you find a chest with 10,000 gold pieces and just like, oh, yeah, take it all. Like, you can't carry it all.
Yeah, he's like, you can carry 100 gold pieces.
You're like...
But can I cast a spell that lifts the fucking chest of gold?
Like, no.
No. Can I conjure up a Chinaman to carry? Can I get a coolie to carry the thing?
Yeah, it was Ezekiel's magic Chinaman.
Yeah, come on. That's right. Chop chop. It was just like ching.
That was in the 1970s version of the rules. They did get rid of.
You guys ever played racist D&D? But it's just like, but that's the thing is, those are the things where I'd be playing with those DMs. I'm like, oh wow, I think I have some homework to do. And next time we play D&D, you're not DM anymore.
Yeah, it's gonna be
because I don't want to eat food.
So what's weird is it's like I'm still doing it, and I'm not really sure why. Because all it said in the little big thing is that you want to play hardcore mode, you get something nice at the end. And I'm like, but it's the end.
Yeah.
Like
Why don't you just go Google what that nice thing is?
I should, actually.
Because it'll be like some video that you can watch on YouTube and then play the game at a reasonable difficulty.
But it's weird to me because like I know that if I get to the point where it's too easy and I'm just mowing over everybody, I do it. And actually I'm at kind of the point now in hardcore mode for a different reason entirely.
What's that?
So I would go and I would be actually like, find a couple of like golden geckos and they would just rape my ass, right? Yeah. I found this guy, this companion, like in the story behind it. I don't know if I should give away the story, but...
Is it...
it's one of the quests.
Okay.
It's actually like it's a side quest just for him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell. So like just for the next like couple minutes because it's a cool story, right?
Put your fingers in your ears if you don't want spoilers for one minor part of Fallout.
So this one guy, he's like hidden in the top of a dinosaur's mouth.
Yeah.
His name's Boone, right? And it's just like he's like, fuck, like somebody had my wife kidnapped in town.
Yeah.
So you have to go around and do like gather all this detective stuff, and then you find out the thing was this one woman who basically sold her into slavery, right? But before even all that, he's like, okay, like somebody's done it. Yeah. I want you to go out to the field with this person, put on my hat so I know it's that person, so I can snipe that bitch ass.
Nice.
So then you go through all this process.
It reminds me of The Wire, right? Where it's like Bubbles is put on the hat.
It's just like because you're talking to them, like, hey, why don't we go out to the field for a bit?
Yeah.
Right? And you go out, and then, like, she follows you, and you're following, all of a sudden, like, it explodes.
That's awesome!
And then he becomes your companion.
And then he just whoops the shit out of people?
He whoops the shit out of everybody, right? I'm just like, shooting, I'm like, hey, this guy go, wham! Like, I shoot all my clips, and I'm reloading, I'm like, ah! All of a sudden, bam! And he just, like, falls over, and, like, he's killing everybody everywhere I go, so I'm just like, this is kind of easy, but I don't want to get rid of him.
Yeah, well,
because I will die, constantly, so... So there's a couple of interesting things about Fallout. For the most part, I like to think of it almost like the slot machine game.
Yeah.
I think that's almost why I like to play it.
Okay. Go on.
And it's almost because of Fallout 3, too. It's just like any room you go into, I am going and searching every container.
Just because you might find
something.
Cool,
you might find a weapon. You might find a key. You might find something else. But it doesn't matter. You got to search everything.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, you'll find something nice. And it's one of those things.
I think the way you're describing is why I can't get into the game.
Maybe that's it. Because you said there's too much stuff.
There's too much stuff. Like I go in and I just kind of feel buried. Where it's just like I don't want to go through every conversational tree with everybody in town. I don't want to look in every box. And I don't like the fact that every house I go into, you can pick up everything and carry it with you. So it'd just be like, flower pot, piece of chocolate, old book, broken television.
And you have encumbrance. You're just like,
whap. And I'm just like, but what if I need a broken TV later? There might be a quest 3 hours from now where some guy's like, if I had a broken TV, I could make the thing that stops this nuclear weapon from going off.
And then you actually get to the point where like you forgot to pick something up. You're like, where was that? I don't remember.
Right. It's like, fuck. So it's like I do that and I just walk through everybody's house and I see all this stuff and I'm like, I don't even want to play this because it's too much. It's too much.
So what I do in this game now, it's like I've actually, so after playing Fallout 3, I put 10 points in strength. I pick the perks.
Are you a pack mule?
I'm a pack mule in this game, and like I pick it up. And what's cool is like there's all these different options now where like you can pick up weapons, common weapons.
Yeah.
So like you kill a bunch of these like Viper gunslingers, and like you pick up like 8 copies of this weapon. And I'm like, oh, you are encumbered. But then you use them to repair it.
Right,
okay. So then you go like that,
yourself.
And then you get companions. I think you can get up to 2. I only have 1 right now.
The
you can give
cube.
it to them. Yes, companion cube. I think that comes out later.
Yeah.
But you can give them and have them hold their shit. And when you get to an event, you talk to them. You take your shit back.
Wow. So like you are actually getting. Do you have?
There's an inventory management because not only that, then you're deciding. You're like,
are any of the companions Chinese?
Maybe there's the great cons, which I haven't actually talked. I haven't talked to, but no, it's just like then there's this other aspect of like, okay, well, you're doing this interesting weight to value, juggling, which for some reason it just it tickles the thing.
Doesn't do much for me.
Where like I'm like, okay, carton of cigarettes, it's like 20 value. I'm like, okay, I'll bring that, but like mutt fruit, it's 1, but I only get 7, but it uses as food, so. Right?
Yeah.
So like for some reason that whole aspect of it is like this other meta game which keeps me going.
Yeah. Which is funny because if you look at RPGs, anytime there's elaborate resource management in terms of like you pop up in your inventory screen and there's like 57 things and you're trying to decide if this wand is marginally better than this one because it's got 1 point towards ice, but this other one has 1 point towards lightning, and this one has a durability of 47. I'm just like,
that. But it's different for this one because it's like you're never quite sure if that can be used in some recipe for some badass thing.
So it's like that, but more vague.
But the vague is the jackpot aspect. And what's hilarious is like one of the zones, and hopefully this isn't a spoiler, but one of the zones
actually going to ruin the entire game for you guys.
It caters to that pack rank aspect because there's this stuff like Wonder Glue, like stuff that's like conductors and like fission things. There's like, and they're heavy, right? But I know from the other one, like they actually made some pretty cool shit with them later, right? So I'm like picking up everything no matter what. I'm like, I get encumbered. I'm like, but no. I'm going to find the box next to the thing, and that's going to be my box because they don't get you an apartment until much later.
So you can just drop shit in a box and it'll always be there forever.
Be there.
No one will ever
the entire game, it retains state. You kill people, their corpses, they will be there later. As far as I can tell, they will be there later.
Impressive.
Which is pretty awesome.
Really cool.
So you pick boxes there. Like I have these boxes with X's on it, which they're just empty.
Yeah.
But like I've picked them to be my stash. And I'll move my stash from different locations. Because you start and you don't understand that. Like, I think they understand this because they built in a mail packing system. So right, okay, so I picked in a couple of these things, right, in Good Springs where you start out with, right? And I always, like, fast travel back to it with my loot and store shit there in case it would be valuable later, right? But then they give you an apartment in Novak. Yeah. And there's a mailbox.
So you can just literally shove all of your garbage into a mailbox and it shows up?
Because the thing is, when you're encumbered, you can't fast travel.
Yeah, okay.
Right? So that's the magic, right? Where I'm encumbered from my box near the mailbox, and I walk back and forth, getting all the shit I had captured for the first 10 hours, put it in the mailbox, and then the other mailbox is really close to my room, magically.
Oh, my God.
And I'd go and then put all the shit in my room, because my room has about 8 different storage containers.
Yeah.
And this one's my ammo box. This one's my wacky weapons.
You're the gaming equivalent of, like, a shut-in cat lady. We're just like, well, you know what? Don't judge me because these Arby's napkins might be worth something someday, and I keep them in my glove compartment. My car doesn't work right now, but someday I might meet somebody that can put in a new carburetor.
Well, once I realized this, I was thinking, like, dude, Bethesda should have called this Fallout 3: Hoarders. Totally, because that's what it encourages you.
Right.
But I was telling you, remember how like all these like high value shit, like whatever, you go into this one zone,
Yeah.
where they're on the floor scattered like Wonder Glue, fission things, and I was going like, because I seriously, there's like seriously 100.
Is it just to be
things.
a dick? Like
it's just to be a dick. Seriously, I'm just
You're
going
like, well, now what?
Each one is worth like each
And
one.
it's like 20 miles to the mailbox.
Well,
Right?
yeah. Well, no, it's deep inside, so you actually because you can't fast travel in a dungeon, so you have to carry it and go all the way back out. So anyhow, so once they did
The
that,
thing is, if I was a game designer, I would have done that just because I would want to fuck with people like you.
they know they did.
do.
I think they know exactly the kind of people, and this really caters to it.
Yeah.
But the story's really good. There's a bunch of quests. There's a bunch of other good stuff. If you love Fallout, you're gonna love this game.
And it's not a rental because, I mean, the thing is, if you love Fallout, you got to buy this because it's 100 hours of gaming, right?
Dude, I'm already 35 hours into the game. I don't even think I'm halfway.
Yeah.
Because what I'm doing is anytime somebody, because the thing is, you'll walk around and have these events.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, a guy will start running up to you and he'll talk to you like, oh, dude, like, I got ambushed and all my guys are in this cave.
Yeah.
Then you go into the cave, you kill a bunch of shit, you rescue your guys, you get a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
And, like, that happens all the time.
Right.
So,
It's just like forever.
Yeah. So, like, the main quest
It's like
line,
Yakuza 3. Best game ever.
Yeah, but why don't you like this game, man?
Because Yakuza 3 doesn't have... You can't pick up everything!
Oh, dude, can you imagine if, like, when you go into shops, you could...
Just pick up everything. I mean, the thing is, you can buy...
But you can ignore most
Oh,
of that.
you can ignore all that shit.
You
You,
don't-
never
you
need any of that. Like, you can give it to ladies, and that's about it.
Yeah, exactly. Which you don't do.
So you're saying buy right now?
It's if you like Fallout. Again, it's like some people just aren't into that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But this is an excellent game. It's buggy as hell.
I've heard that. People are saying like
It's
they're gonna have to release some sort of patch that stabilizes.
They have already on the PC, but it's got to go through certification for all the
Right.
other ones. But like it's crashed on me a bunch of times. There's people floating up in the air, like a bunch of random stuff. But the thing is, it still won't take away from how good a game this is. Amazingly.
That's great.
So awesome game.
So next up, let's switch these out.
Yeah,
Let's
sure.
do the ball. So the next one up is the ball.
The ball.
So the ball is it's done using the UT3 engine. I'm not sure.
Wait, is it Unreal? Yeah, Unreal Engine 3.
Yeah,
You're
Unreal
right.
Engine. So they're doing the
It looks
Unreal
good.
Engine. It looks phenomenal.
PC only.
Right. So the big deal with this is it's kind of you have no weapons, right? Like you are a dude, you fell into an
have a
ancient
gravity gun.
ruins, and you have a gravity gun.
Yeah.
Some sort of relic that has the attributes, let's say, of a gravity gun.
Sure.
I mean, so definitely the comparisons between this and Portal are easy to make because.
See, that's where I'm almost slightly disagree because like Portal. Okay, well, go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying because you have, let's say, a companion cube that you're kind of like bringing along with you.
Oh, okay, I see where you're going with this. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it is very
It
much
is
of
the
a
Portal companion. You're right.
puzzle-solving Portal, the companion cube, and they kind of take that a couple steps further, where you have this big, huge ball that you find deep in the Aztec ruins, and you can do stuff like dip the ball in oil and light it on fire and use it to light fuses.
Yep.
You can attach spikes to it so it becomes a better weapon. You can
roll over people.
Roll over people.
Because there's combat, but you have no gun.
Right.
You have the ball. That's all you got. And it's weird to me too because like this is purely you break it down. It is a physics puzzle game. But instead of where you have distinct levels like you'd say like an Incredible Machine or some of the other games, it's kind of a story, I guess, where you have this ball and you have to get out.
Right.
I guess is kind of the thing. Perhaps.
Yeah.
But you have a lot of random stuff. So like for me, it's like I almost give it and dock it a few points because like they try to attempt at a story, but they don't go anywhere. Where I'd almost rather have it where it's almost segmented levels where like, here, solve this puzzle, solve this puzzle, solve this puzzle. Where like, I'm like, okay, I'm in an Aztec temple. Oh, I'm in an underground village. So like, a lot of stuff just didn't kind of make sense to me.
Well, but I mean, the
you know
whole
what I mean?
thing is that you're in this big underground world, like this old village, and you're just. I mean, I thought that it was as cohesive as waking up in a test lab where you're the only person.
I don't know. The story of yeah.
Well, okay, the characters are more compelling in Portal. I'm
yeah.
just saying, like, if you look at the story in and of itself, I mean, it's not like they,
But I guess that's
very straightforward.
But that's the thing. There is no character in this game. Right, for the most part. Like, yeah, they have a couple of people talking and all that, but like, I have no idea who I am.
Right.
The ball is a fucking inanimate ball.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
So really, there is no, and that's what I think almost took away from it, because I love the puzzle aspects. Yeah. Like, you would, use the ball, make it go various things, there's a lot of pressure-sensitive play puzzles in this game.
Yes.
Because if you think about it, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you got to do with the ball. And they start to do more and more intricate ways of getting the ball from place to place, and you start having to do things with, running it over ramps and doing levers and
some
switches.
Good timing stuff they start adding a little bit later. But, like, I don't know, for me, it's like I almost wish they kind of went a little bit more low-tech and not spend as much time on this, because it's just like fluff, right? A lot of it's fluff of, like, look, I just want to solve a bunch of puzzles with this physics ball.
Right.
But there's just points where, like, guess what? You got to travel. You got to push the ball through a bunch of this atmospheric stuff, which didn't do anything for me.
I didn't feel like I was ever just walking all that much. Like, I kind of felt like every new room I went into, like, something would happen, like people would be attacking me, or I would have to be, solving some puzzle. Like, I didn't feel like they went too far out of their way to do all that much story and atmosphere.
I guess I did a lot of not a lot of retracing, but I did a fair bit of retracing.
Really?
Well, like, you do something and I go here, oh, that's not the right way, and I go all the way back, right?
Yeah.
So.
And a lot of times, so one thing that I thought was really cool is the ball has. So the whole thing with the ball is that you pull the trigger or you push the mouse button, and no matter where the ball is, the ball could be a mile away. It will start coming towards you.
Yeah.
And there's always a number at the bottom that says how many meters away from you it is.
And direction too.
So and the direction that it is. So it's really cool where it's like you can just leave the ball and go run around, do whatever, and then you just push the button and it's like comes fucking galloping down the hallway at you. I mean, a lot of times, and it actually has a little bit of pathfinding where I've noticed that you can be down a tunnel and it'll fucking whack its way down that tunnel and find you.
Yeah.
So I actually really, really, really enjoyed the puzzle solving. Like, I thought that it was fun to go around with the ball and toss it from place to place and run around all the different dungeons. Like, I thought that the world was beautiful. Like, really, really interesting the way that they did it. The one thing that I would have changed if I was them, I would have removed all combat. I would have completely taken out all of the guys, because it doesn't necessarily add anything. Like, 99% of the time, what you're doing is you wipe out a couple of the villagers and then get to the puzzle solving. Yeah. And wiping out the villagers involves just kind of squishing them.
Push.
Yeah, you just squish them with the ball. You're just like, whatever. I mean, it's kind of funny a couple times, like squish, but the combat's not. I mean, like,
I think that's actually where I stopped playing.
Really?
Because that point where you actually go through the village and like there's a ton of villagers. Like, I got to that point, I killed a bunch of villagers, and it was like 2 a.m. and I'm just like, I'm kind of done. Because I was assuming that there probably going to be more of it after that.
Sure.
And the puzzle solving to me is just like, it was interesting, and it definitely kept me engaged for like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
And for the price, I think it's pretty budget, right? It's $20.
Yeah, it's
on Steam.
It's very affordable.
It's an experience, and I'm not going to ding it at all, but it's just like, I kind of wish they would go somewhere else. They go a little bit more artistic or somewhere else. Do something a little different. It felt a little plain to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. It is a pretty straightforward game. I mean, like, for me, I am very much about a clever mechanism. Like, it's the same reason I'm obsessed with short story science fiction, like that sort of thing. Like, I like somebody to just take one thing. Like, nobody. So I can tell you right now, I've never played a game like this before. Like, I've never played.
Really?
Yeah.
So I would just say, like, your Portal thing was perfect. Like, it felt like playing the NooBTooB level for the entire game.
It's similar. I mean, but I mean, the ball was I had a lot more functionality. True. I mean, the companion cube was like, you just had to make sure it was with you. You know, like it wasn't so much as an actual really manipulating the environment with it. So I mean, for me, I'm like, all right, you guys came up with a really, very clever idea that I've never played before, and you came up with a bunch of puzzles that I enjoyed solving, and, for me, that's worth every penny. Like, I definitely say buy this game.
Yeah, I would say, give it a try. I'm not as excited about it, but, they did a great job for what they had, so.
Yep. So next up, Super Meat Boy.
Super Meat Boy. So this was an Xbox Live Arcade game. People were saying, comparing it to Mega Man in a lot of ways.
I can see that. I can definitely see that.
I say it's a little different, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. So you gave the trial a try, but it's not quite your game, huh?
This is like, it was funny because I was playing the trial, and I played the trial before you played the game, and I was playing through the trials like, Yuzo is going to love this game. Yuzo is going to absolutely love this game.
Oh my god, this game.
Because it is all about twitchy, like, just kind of reflex learning your way through a level by getting every single movement correct exactly.
Yeah.
Even if you try 1,000 times.
And you will try
1,000 times.
This game is designed to basically do that. Like they understand exactly the gameplay mechanism where it's like you get the zen of doing things perfect.
So what's the game like?
So the game is level after level. You're a Super Meat Boy. You're a piece of meat.
Yeah.
You have a girlfriend, which is was it Butterfly Girl? What's her name?
Something.
Yeah. So this is just a girl, whatever. You have to save her. You have to get to her on every level. When you get to her, the bad guy, whatever his name is, Fetus, something Dr. Fetus.
Yeah, I mean, it was really funny. Like, I gotta say, I mean, like the story stuff with like, because you're like this heroic dude, and like Dr. Fetus, whatever, stealing your girlfriend, and that's it. That's all you know.
That's all you need. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
For this game, because basically all you have to do is reach the end of the level.
Yeah.
In a certain amount of time, you get an A+. Sometimes there's bandages on the way, but again, that's just like a little extra bonus.
Right.
You're trying to collect all the bandages, but it's hard.
It is beyond hard. I mean, it is
so hard.
punishing hard, because so the whole thing is you're like this little meat dude, and if you you're jumping from place to place and you make little squishy noises, and if you hit a wall, you slide down the wall and you can leap back off the wall again, and you have a lot of control in the air.
Oh, the controls
so it's
are
like
perfect.
They're very good. I mean, like you get these things where you're sliding down a wall and you jump, and you need to like jump with. Like, you can jump with some momentum, or you can jump with a lot of momentum.
You can actually climb. So they took out the double jump.
Yeah.
Like the wall jump. It's just like, oh, wah, wah, wah. You can actually go up.
Right.
They actually added the, what's the button? Not X. I should be able to remember these. A, Y.
There's A, B, X,
X.
Y.
So when you hit X, I think it is, you can actually give yourself acceleration.
Right.
But then some parts of the level you shouldn't do it, some parts you have to, some parts are timing.
Yeah.
Death is around every corner.
Yes.
And it's awesome because like when we talk about thousands of times of dying, I'm slightly being hyperbolic, but
not much, because there were some levels that I seriously almost threw the fucking control. This is in the demo. Oh yeah. And there's these levels where it's just like if you touch any points of these walls, it's like splat. It's like, okay, I think I get this. And you're like jump, 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 splat, jump, 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 splat, jump, 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 splat, and you're just like, motherfucker, I think I know how. And like you finally get to the like that midway point. You're like, okay, jump, and you jump, splat. And then you fuck up a couple of times over here, and then you finally get that again. You fuck up over here, and you're just like, ah!
So there's some levels that I've gotten to on World 2 now where I think I've at least died 100 times.
Yeah.
And the hilarious thing is it actually tracks every death.
So that's
awesome.
That was cool. That was super cool. So when you finally beat the level, it replays everything.
So like all the meat boys that you had died, they're all like going and dying.
Like, every fuck up you ever did it, and like, but it's tracking the one guy that did it successfully. So he's just surrounded by a rain of your fuck ups. It's just like you just imagine just around your head is a cloud of every awful ex-girlfriend you've ever been with, and it's just like just telling you all of your mistakes that you've ever made in your whole life.
And how many?
Yeah, right.
And
you never put up the toilet seat. Why didn't you get milk?
And the last one, you finally rescue her.
You've never given me an orgasm. Shut up, woman.
Yeah, exactly. That's a perfect analogy.
Yes.
What I'd actually call this, like, it's interesting to me because, like, you take like some of these games which do that, like Ghouls and Ghosts, like Mega Man. I fucking hate them.
Yeah.
They suck.
Yeah.
Because, and the thing is because they do it where you have to replay.
You have to replay longer.
You have to replay longer, but I think that's the
genius. You have to replay the whole fucking level in this one.
But that's the thing. The whole fucking level is still pretty short because we're talking about to get an A+, you have to beat it in 8 seconds, and 5 seconds, and 10 seconds. Yeah. Very few are higher than 10 seconds that I've been able to see. Yeah.
So they're giving you very quick, like, the replayability is very, very fast.
They're taking Mega Man and cutting it up into chunks.
Yeah.
Like, every hard part of Mega Man, they cut it up into chunks, and it's, like, crack to me. Like, I am playing it, and seriously, like, I play it 100 times, and just, like, the moment you capture her and then do it in A+, like, rescue her, it's just like, it's just this brain just glows.
Wait, are you, like, if you rescue her, but it takes you too long, are you replaying the level?
Oh, absolutely.
Really? So you're actually, like, going for...
Well, there's some where I don't die that often, but I rescue her, and it's just like, I just got to figure out the right way to do it. Because I have to get A+ on every single thing, and not only that, like, there's, like,
But you won't play Kirby.
No. That's the thing, right? So Kirby is different because there's no challenge, there's no pain.
Right.
Even this, they take away a lot of the pain, but they show it to you again in form of embarrassment. Right? Yeah. At the end of the day. So so overall, like I love this game because they You're like, cat, get out of here.
Cat. There's a cat underneath our feet.
Yeah, the kale keeps on going around crazy. But yeah, so I love this game. I mean, they do an amazing job with taking this one core element and then making lots of really frustrating levels.
Yeah, it is I mean, like, that's the thing is this is a really, really, really good game that I do not want to play. Because I don't like being that pissed off about just, like, fractional, twitchy bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I know that there is a gamer out there, you, and everyone like you, that just absolutely loves this. But I mean, it's like, for me, it's one of these things where it's like, I died the 75th time on a level just because, like, I was a trillionth of a second short, or I forgot to push accelerate when I went over, and it's just like, for me, that's not the kind of puzzle solving I like. Like, I don't like the...
Well, it's not you solving the puzzle. It's not you solving a puzzle with your reflexes.
Right.
You'd rather solve it with your brain.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, this is exactly the same reason why you got 11 bazillion points in Geometry Wars.
Exactly, yeah.
Right? I mean, like, you love this, and it's like the fine-tuning.
Well, it's the zen. I mean, at some point in time, when, like, you figured out the level and you got everything down perfectly, and I understand this is what a lot of people like about racing games, which I actually don't like.
No.
And I don't know why. It's just
I like it in Blur. I do. I mean, I love Blur.
But yeah, you never play for speed. You never play to drive the line or any of that.
I play to
stuff,
fuck people up, but I get zen out of that.
Well,
My zen is other people's pain.
Hey, that's not called zen. That's fucking schadenfreude or whatever.
Yeah, it's my zen.
Yeah, I can make sense.
Let's call it
Tobin Zen. Tobin's version of Zen. That's hilarious.
That's why. I don't know if you guys people angry. I don't know if you guys have watched me occasionally troll the living shit out of people down here in the comments on YouTube, but I'll do it. Because if you're really dumb, dude, I will either ban you or make your life really uncomfortable and then ban you.
There is actually a certain amount of zen of that.
There is.
I get it. Zen of trolling.
Oh, I just love to stomp on stupid people. It's hilarious.
So on my hand, it's a zen of reflexes,
right.
The zen of like
you're a good
doing
person.
things. Yeah.
you're a better person than me.
It's the brain actually getting sort of fucked up and getting OCD on certain aspects. But yeah, so this game is freaking awesome, and I think it's actually, I don't know if it's still $10, but it was actually on sale.
Oh.
$10 instead of $15
nice.
Up until a certain point. So
yeah, and I mean, I say the thing is I will not give this game a thumbs down because it's a good game.
You don't like it though.
I don't like. Well, fuck it. So I'll give it a thumbs down. But I mean, this is
it's not a Tobin game.
It's not a Tobin game. But I mean, for all means, try the trial because a lot of you guys are going to love it. I always feel bad when I like give a game a thumbs down when I know that it's great at what it is.
Yeah, but it's just not for you.
It's just not
for
me.
Fine. And like a lot of other people have been comparing it to N+. I don't know if you remember that Magic game.
Yes.
Very similar game. So if you love N+, you get this game. It is freaking
very,
awesome.
very similar to N+.
Yes.
So next up is Costume Quest.
Yeah. So this is another Tim Schafer game from Double Fine.
Tim Schafer didn't really work on this very much, though.
I think he helped out a little bit.
He helped out a little bit, but he basically kind of gave 4 different teams inside of his company free reign to make games. So the Double Fine is going to be over the next year making small games, and they even hired what's his name.
Ron Gilbert
back. So I mean, they're trying to do, instead of 3 years of working on something, they're trying to spin out stuff.
Yeah,
and they spun this out right in time for Halloween.
Yeah, which is good, great timing.
Yeah,
and they're also going for different markets too. For this game, it feels very much like, and I think I feel bad about giving it kind of like bad marks for it, but it feels kind of like a kid's game.
It is very kiddie.
Like kid being like 8 years old.
No, it is. I mean, like I agree with you that this game is very kiddie. It's also. It's very collecty. So the whole thing about this is
it's the concept.
The concept is that you are either a boy or girl whose brother or sister gets kidnapped. In the beginning, you pick. I want to be a boy, I want to be a girl. So your brother or sister gets kidnapped by evil goblins who want candy. They think your sibling is candy.
I bet you they switched the costume on him, too.
Probably.
Yeah, because I picked the girl, and the guy was the candy corn, which is hilarious.
So that's the whole thing. So there's monsters in this town. They stole your brother or sister, and then you're going around and you're fighting these candy-grubbing sons of bitches to get your sibling back.
Yes, and the fighting is really interesting because like you can collect different pieces and this is part of the collecting aspect. You have to collect different pieces of different costumes, and every costume gives you different powers when you're fighting.
And then on top of that, you can with candy buy different special abilities for those costumes, which you can use in the battles. Which the battles damn near you'd almost say they're rock paper scissors. Like it's like
even that like there's QuickTime events for the most part.
Actually,
too.
Okay, so sorry. So it's Mario and Luigi RPG.
Yeah,
it's exactly, if you imagine Mario and Luigi RPG combat, literally this is that.
Yeah, there's timing-based ones where they show something and you got to press it, or you got to hit it right when the bar is a certain point. And really, it's just like you do more damage, you do less damage, or you block for less damage too.
Right. And then you start to get very cool special abilities where it's like, if you successfully block somebody's attack, you get a free counterattack, things like that. But I mean, it really is the combat system from Mario and Luigi.
Yeah, and for me, I really like the combat system from Mario and Luigi. But they kind of made up for it with all the other aspects to it, right? Where you can kind of do, and for this one, it's collecting and it's combat, and the combat got really boring really fast to me.
Yeah, I do kind of agree with you.
It's just
the thing is
no depth.
The thing is I wanted to like Brutal Legend, and I didn't. So for this one, I wanted to like this game, and I kind of do. You know what I mean? It's I'm just saying, I don't dislike it. It's just, it's very simplistic. It doesn't have much depth to it, but it's got a lot. So, I mean, if you read...
$15?
It is overpriced. It is overpriced.
Because for me, I was looking at it, I was playing the trial, I saw that it was $15. I'm like, I'm going to play this trial, definitely. I'm not going to, I will not buy one of these games without a trial anymore, especially from these guys, right?
Yeah, so I bought it.
Without playing the trial?
Yes.
Oh, dude.
I did.
So, I was playing it, and I actually got bored of the trial and kind of sleepy, and I'm just like, I can't do this game.
So here's it. I understand that. I mean, a lot of this is that I just, even though they've been letting us down so often, I don't want Double Fine to go out of business.
I know,
so I just keep giving them money.
You got to take every game as its own.
I do. But so the thing is if you look at it, it's got a lot of the Double Fine flair. So
but subdued, right? It's not they're not very dirty. You can almost kind of tell they actually target kids.
As children. Yeah, because the thing is that it's got humor on two levels. I mean, there is some shit in there that I was actually laughing out loud because so all the kids in the neighborhood are out trick or treating, and you fight some of them, you need to race some of them, you need to do whatever. But some of them, they're these guys, they're all dressed up like Abraham Lincoln, and they wouldn't let you in their party, and they're talking like Tea Partiers. They're just like, well, your costume isn't patriotic enough. I don't think that you like freedom. They do all this stuff, and I'm just like, man, this is really riffing on modern politics. But if you were a child, you would just be like, oh, it's cute, it's Abraham Lincoln, whatever. Yeah. So you have to go and find and build a Statue of Liberty costume to get into their party to advance further on.
Gotcha. So, which I don't think they show that in the trial.
No. I mean, this is definitely a lot farther on. Yeah. There's a lot of things like that where it's just you got to beat up ability to get past this point, you got to get a costume to get past this point. So there's a lot of stuff to like. And there's a lot of the world is just kind of exploring and seeing all the funny shit people say.
Yeah.
And you collect money to get better power-ups and stuff. And then, like I said, the weakest point is that the crux of the game is this very simplistic combat, which does get old really fast.
Yeah, I mean, I'd even venture to say that the collecting aspect, where you have to collect candy to power all this stuff, but then you're going around opening up every single can, opening up every single thing.
Right.
This is coming from the guy that just talked about, Fallout,
right?
Opening up every single sack and trash can, but still, it's for me, the controls were a little fudgy. Trying to move him around the town was a little weird because it was weird isometric, right?
Right.
And just going around talking to people, maybe they put the funny stuff later, but I was just like, eh. Right, I never laughed out loud. To me, the trial could not convince me to pay $15. $5, probably.
Yeah.
10 is the iffy point, right?
So I think that for me, this game is worth $10. For 15, I think it's overpriced, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially when you look at things wasn't Deathspank 15?
Yeah, this one's 15.
So when you look at things Deathspank had a lot more polish. Deathspank had a lot more depth.
Yeah.
It's
more of an adult game.
It's more of an adult game. So I mean, you're going to look at these and you're just you got to stack them up according
Shadow
to
Complex,
value.
Shadow Complex. Come on, seriously, you're looking at some of the now to this point where you're getting some moderately bigger developers doing Xbox Live Arcade games. They're putting a little more money, time, and effort to this. To me, this is this
isn't the iPhone App Store. People are
that's what it kind of
people
feels
are putting on some really really serious competition. So I mean, I think you're right. I think that this is a no-brainer at $5. I think it's worth 10 because of the humor and because of that other stuff. But it is simplistic and it's flawed.
Yeah, and for me, it's a thumbs down because if the trial, I do not finish the trial, come on, I can't give. I love Double Fine. I love the fact that they did Psychonauts. Please do something like that again.
So for me, I say don't buy it now.
Yeah, that's good.
So I definitely would say at 15, don't buy it now. And I would say that when they have a sale, which they inevitably will have a sale at like $5, go pick it up because I liked a lot of it. But it's not great.
It's cute.
It's cute.
If you have kids, they might like it. But honestly, as a gamer, there's many more opportunities.
Right.
Options
It is. You're right that it's designed for like 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my God! This last one. We actually we want to talk about it earlier, but we forgot. I don't know why.
You know what happened is I think that what happened is that you and I were going to talk about this the last time we recorded. I think that I had an aneurysm. I think that like quantum theory came into my brain and a blood vessel popped and I pooped my pants a little bit.
It did smell for a while.
I'm sure it did. So you want to just come out and say it? Quantum theory is
my God,
possibly the worst demo I've ever played. Like I think that this was less fun than Iron Man. And Iron Man used to hold, like, Iron Man was the gleaming pile of shit that was unsurpassed by Yaris. It was unsurpassed by these other things.
Yaris got close, but
Yaris got close.
Iron Man was worse.
But I think there's a new king on the block because Quantum Theory...
It was so painful.
Iron Man was boring and awful. This was aggressively shitty.
Aggressively
shitty.
It's just like it's gonna take your joy in your heart and just grind it.
It's as if like some fucking pretentious shitty art student is in like game school and they're just like, you know what? I bet I could make Gears of War not fun.
Yeah,
I bet I could take this game and then just
clone.
It's just like I bet I could do it. I bet I could make you hate every instant that you played it. He's just like up there like drinking his fucking cappuccino and just smoking his fucking parliaments with the recessed filters,
his clove cigarettes.
Yeah. So,
so I can't even begin to start where this game went wrong.
Okay, so every instant. Every instant is unfun. It is a Gears of War ripoff. With
real, like, huge.
Yeah, it is.
They got the roadie run. They got the cover. They got shooting things forever until they die.
Yep. And then on top of so they did that poorly. Let's just be very clear here that everything they did about Gears of War, it's like none of the cover feels right. The enemy AI is shitty. All the level design is terrible. Nothing feels good.
Yeah. Like all the AI. Like I would actually go to people and like they would be there. They would either die or they would kill me.
Right.
It's just like there's no in between.
No in between.
Right.
And nothing pops. Nothing feels good. None of the weapons feel right. Like you just kind of like grind on people, whatever. But on top of that, they added this element where you're supposed to pick this girl up and throw her at enemies. And it sucks.
It's too bad.
It sucks. It's like there's like a little bit of a timing element, right? Like, aren't you supposed to throw her and then like hit an X or something? Like when you get near her?
Like you get what's hilarious is the girl comes with a fucking crosshair.
Yes.
Right, which is huge.
Yes.
And I'm like, is it the center of the crosshair? Maybe.
Yes.
No, but what you really actually have to, the crosshair like takes this much of the screen. You got to kind of get close, and then you shoot, and then sometimes, like even if it's in the center, sometimes the girl hits them. Sometimes she doesn't.
She just does whatever she wants. I mean, like there'll be a pillar this wide, and the collision boundary will be like this. So it's like there'll be these 3 enemies fucking me up, and then any other game that was half well done, you could throw her, and she would find her way to the enemies.
Maybe,
right? Like,
yeah.
So I mean, you throw her, and she would hit mid-air. She would just hit air and then fall down.
And the worst thing is when you miss, you can't reload the girl. Like, no, there's none of that. You have to run. People shooting at you to pick her up. Because she's like, oh, help me, oh.
I hated every millisecond of playing this. Like if
Ninja Bread, man, like it might actually have been more painful than Ninja Bread. Like actually, I don't know, because Ninja Bread we played for an hour.
I think it is worse though. Like I mean,
no, really? It's like 15
know.
minutes of that demo was bad, but it wasn't Ninja Bread bad.
I don't know. So it is Ninja Bread Man awful. We can say it's a tie. We don't have to say one's worse than the other because there's levels of hell. Yeah. Right? Like if you read Dante's Inferno, it's not like they rank every person in hell 1 to 5 billion. They say you are in the bottom rung of hell. This you and your buddy Iron Man, and you're over here with these other games where it's just like these are games where it's like there's some games that come out and we're like, oh, whatever, Metal Gear Solid, ha ha ha.
Yeah.
It was pretty shitty.
Yeah, this is so like the thing is like I bet there's going to be people calling in asking us to play Quantum Theory as punishment.
Don't say that.
Oh shit!
Don't say that because
we're not going to do it. No, like 15 minutes of this demo.
I won't.
Was some of the worst game playing I've had like in the past decade.
No, I mean like literally like it's beyond head shaving at this point. Like you would have to be a like hot gothy girl or redheaded girl like calling in with a video. She's like, I will drive to your house and blow you. And I'll be like,
while you play this game.
Let me think.
Because that's the only way you do it, right?
Yeah.
Because it's got to be while you play the game.
I mean, like, this is, people are like, I'm burning stuff, I'm shaving my head, I'm killing a man on live television, all these things. I'm like, not enough!
Yeah, but hot chick blowing you while you do it, like, you'd be like, oh, this sucks, but keep going.
Yeah, just, like, that's the only way! And even then, I'd be like, I'm not sure if this is worth it.
It's just like, I don't think I'm going to... I think it's going to go forever.
Yeah, I was like, if you put any teeth on this, I'm quitting. This has got to be a top-notch A-plus blowjob. Yeah. There is no compromising. I don't care how
for the length of this game.
Yeah.
Right? If you're going to finish it,
let me tell you a little secret. I'm not going to last the length. I'll be playing.
It's like
I will play the 5 minutes. The 5 minutes of Quantum Theory. She's like, you said you're going to beat him. I'm like, well, I say a lot of things. We can't always get what we want.
Come back tomorrow.
We'll play the next 5 minutes. I'd be like, wow, it's weird. This game is taking me like 25 hours to play at 5 minutes a time.
I know it's been a month, but hey.
God, what are we talking about?
I don't know. This game is terrible.
Theory was the devil's anus.
Yeah, so if you want to get an experience, you can get it right now on probably PSN or Xbox Live, so give it a try.
Don't play it. Don't play it. Don't play it.
It's so
for the love of God. Save yourself. So fuck that game and its anus. I will never play it unless you are really hot.
Yes, only for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so new
girls
releases.
don't watch this show.
That's true, they don't.
That's not true. We got some girl fans, but they're probably not going to come blow me. So, new releases.
Call of Duty Black Ops.
Right.
I've said a lot of shit about Treyarch.
Yeah.
But I've seen some videos of this game. I kind of want to play it now.
Yeah.
The multiplayer, they added so much random stuff with like RC cars and like tornadoes. I don't even know, like just
and the
random
weird,
stuff.
Like diving dudes can do like running dives. And
so like you sold me, dude. You got my $60. I'm probably not gonna play it. I'm probably gonna play it like half as long as Modern Warfare 2, but whatever. I'm still gonna get this game.
Okay.
So cool.
Next up, Sly Collection. I am buying at launch.
Really?
I love the Sly games, and I haven't played them for a while because, like, whatever, they were PS2. I haven't really, I mean, like, I beat one of them. I don't remember if it was 1, 2, or 3.
I beat 2 because I remember remember when back in the day of NooBTooB, we actually found it in the bargain bin, and we replayed 3, and I only got like halfway. Like, it's a long game.
It is. It is
really long.
It's long, and it's like old school, very clever platformy, and a lot of sneaking, a lot of like sliding down wires on your hook. And very fun characters, good character design.
Yeah, and what they did was they also added a couple of mini games, I guess, which use the move. Which
don't give a shit.
Don't really care. What actually I really don't give a shit is they added 3D.
Don't give a shit.
Because we played it at PAX, it actually gave me a headache. It was
terrible. It was
really bad.
Absolutely awful. It was like this weird flying stuff where you're just kind of like trying to focus and I don't care about this new shit. Just make good games, man. I don't need. God damn it! These games, fucking Tron. They're doing Tron in 3D in the theaters.
Yeah, just don't watch it.
It's coming on IMAX in 3D. I'm just like, just give me a Tron movie.
Dude, I'm actually worried about the movie now that the game's so bad.
Oh. Game is. I mean, have you seen the new?
No, not yet. Is it good?
The Daft Punk. Daft Punk released a new song called "Derezed," and they released a new Tron trailer with it. It looks so fucking good. Every second of it, like all the stuff with the light cycles and the battling, the characters. Please be good. I love Tron.
But not 3D.
Sly Collection by launch. Fight, lights out.
It's another move game.
Don't give a shit.
You saw that. You saw some of the videos. Like I played this game at the move launch. Oh, it's bad. It's like one of the worst games I played, actually.
Let me give you a sneak preview without playing it.
Do you think you'll ever play it?
I probably will never play it.
Yeah, probably not.
You know why? Because this is not the kind of gamer I am.
Come on, dude.
This is not it. This is not what I do not enjoy this at all.
Dude, you know what? If they made a Punch-Out,
I still wouldn't do it.
Really?
No.
Even then. So you want buttons?
I do. I mean, like, the thing is it shit, didn't they do something clever with the new Punch-Out? Like, I remember I went to a different control scheme. Like, didn't they offer a swing? I think they did. I think they did.
I don't think we tried it though. I think I used the classic controller.
So what you're saying is that you just said that you would play a Punch-Out with this control
No.
scheme.
I asked you if you would. Nah, me, no.
I thought you said all right, whatever.
No.
So, but the point is I don't give a fuck. Like, if I play Punch-Out, I'm playing with buttons. I'm not. This is not my thing.
Yeah, that won't be fun.
Yeah,
we got some donations. Thank you very much. So some very generous donations.
Yes.
Thank you, Frank and David.
Frank and David, thank you guys very, very, very much. We've got all sorts of things that we do for this community.
That's right.
All sorts of the games that we buy. Yuzo really is going to have to buy a copy of Quantum Theory and play through it.
No, I'm not.
But anyway, you guys keep us alive. You are the lifeblood of NooBTooB, and we really, really appreciate it.
That's right. Like, everything's self-funded. The servers, like our PO boxes, everything. We don't take anything, so it's awesome. I think that might be it.
I think that's it.
All right, that's our show for the week. Please check out our website at NooBTooB.com and click on the community tab at the top of the page.
Hell yeah! And if you're watching this video on YouTube, there's a subscription button right up here. Please click it. Do a little punch on it. Get the move. Wait, hold on. Recalibrate.
What?
Come on. I just want to subscribe. Click the fucking button. So also rate this video with 5 stars by blowing me
For 5 minutes.
That's right. 5 minutes on a good day. That's all this episode. I'm Tomo Kozire.
No teeth.
No teeth.
No teeth. And I'm Yuzo Watanabe. Audio engineering is done by Ray. Smoking is cool. What? Strunk.
Range no teeth. Strunk. Range nothing but teeth. Strunk.
Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week.
We're out.
Yeah.